And there's Dexter and LB down there offering their emotional support. They're here for morale. Right now, if they were getting paid, we'd have to fire them. Dexter stopped chasing his tail, which was really funny earlier. So he wound himself up like a yo-yo. And we are finally at the point where we're going to replace the rotors and put new brake pads and new wheel bearings and what else? New seals. All on the front end. We finally got, well, I don't know why I'm saying we. Jack finally got the fuel filter out. That was a fun task, wasn't it, Jack?
Oh, yes.
His favorite saying right now is that the stuff's made to be put together, not taken apart.
Yep. Every vehicle's designed to be put together very quickly and not taken apart.
But we have to say that the use of this lift has been absolutely wonderful.
Yes.
It has made this a whole lot easier. Right here in a second, it'll go from being all rusty and crumbly, and those rotors actually are in really bad shape, just the amount of rust, you know, the fins that go between the front and the back wall.
Well, that always, yeah.
So, definitely the new parts will definitely be needed. Not to mention that the back of that rotor is all gouged up from the pads being non-existent.
I'm gonna need a big C-clamp.
Alright, I think I can go find a big C-clamp. And here are our new parts. I wish the camera would focus. There it goes. Brand new rotor and bearings and seal and brake pads. They don't feel too bad, do they? Spinning. And this is what prompted all this.
Except that
See this?
did these.
See this is the brake pads that were on there after we were told, you know, no, everything is okay. No brake pads at all. Gotta love that.
Whoever did these didn't preload it right though. They're just a touch too snug. There should actually be some play.
Oh, on the bearings for the hub?
Yeah. And there's just nothing. So that doesn't help. They need to be backed off just a bit.
Well, when you do these sides, when we put the new parts in, we'll make sure that we do that. Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm going to go around to the other side and set up the other side just like this for Jack, so everything is out and ready for him to do. Because I am the tool,
Getter guy.
Yeah, I'm the tool getter guy and the part getter guy. So I'm going to bring this around here so I can set up. And I'm going to do that, and then Jack pulled it apart, and the bearings that were there looked in good shape, which is nice, and there's no excessive wear whatsoever on the spindle, which is
Spindle looks good.
Which is nice and refreshing after pulling it back. Pulling apart the rear end, and nothing was good back there. So this is a nice change. He asked me if we just wanted to reuse the old bearings because they looked good, and I was like, well, you know, for what we paid, I might as well just replace them. That way I know if from this point on that the bearings up front have brand new bearings and have been repacked with good grease. Is that brake shoe that was completely worn down the metal, is that still in the caliper?
No.
Where is that? Yeah, you gotta look at this. Look at that. There is nothing left. I stopped driving the van when I could hear it grind. I was like, what the heck? Because we had gotten it back from another mechanic who was supposedly had done a complete inspection of the vehicle. to make sure everything would be okay for me to drive the vehicle from Minnesota down to Arizona. And when he got done, he had actually broke one of the brake lines that go to the rear, so he replaced that. But he said everything else with the vehicle was okay. Hey Jack, was everything okay?
Oh no.
What would have been the chances of me breaking down on the way from here to Arizona?
About 90% chance.
The rear end definitely would have locked up and I'd have been sitting on the side of the road somewhere. So this was a big one, and then the steering gearbox that was gushing fluid like somebody shot it in the face with a shotgun was another dead giveaway. So I'm really appreciate Jack is here. I hope the guy that said that he did this inspection doesn't do anybody else like this, because he definitely could have had me sitting in the middle of nowhere broke down. So I hope this was just a one-time freakish thing for him and he doesn't treat any other customers like this. But I'm glad to be able to address the issues and get the new parts in here, because I was definitely thinking of just changing the shoes or the brake pads, but when you look at this rotor, it is it's toast. So Jack was like, no, we need to replace them. So that's what that nice, bright, shiny new part right there is. I wish they were as cheap as the ones, the ones we put on the Monte Carlo were really a decent price. These were quite a bit more expensive, but there's a lot more metal there, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit.
So that is where we are at. Then once we get this done, all we have left to do is put oil in it, put the air filter and intake back on it, and start it up. Let it run, let it cycle some gas through the new fuel filter that's in it that was, wow, a pain in the butt.
It's an understatement.
Yeah. And then we still have to put fluid in the pumpkin.
Yep.
But we are so close to being done. I can smell it. I can smell it. Smells like victory. Jack feels like he needs to play in the grease. He's going to have funky hands by the time he packs those new bearings.
Oh, they're going to be nasty. Get that other roll of paper towels.
Yeah, actually, I'll go get it. It's on the other side.